No, but I've muted you. So, okay, we're live right now. Chris is on location in Edmonton with very poor data, so I have him on my speakerphone over the mic here. I should actually just full picture myself. And Chris has a really cool idea that he's working on a shop talk. I kind of wanted to just get him on here and talk about it. So Chris, you're looking at trust accounts. I heard. What does that mean? Or
Well,
what are you
okay,
working on
well,
here?
okay, great. Thanks, Mac, for reaching out there. What I've been working on this week is that age-old question, or well, it's not. Is we all have had some issues with interpreting the Residential Tenancy Act, and in I believe Part 4, it talks about securities and maintaining a trust account of people's damage deposits or security deposits, and it clearly says that we're supposed to have it in there. But what a lot of us are doing, being sole proprietorships, is we're just putting money in a savings account and forgetting about it. What happens there is, if something goes sideways in your business, that account, because it's still in your name, is subject to garnishee and subject to any bankruptcy rules, and can be lost. And if we go back about a year, Mac, you'll recall we did a show and we had an actual bankruptcy trustee on the show,
Yeah.
because we talked about a girl who lost her damage deposit because her landlord had to go bankrupt. And that landlord actually went in, took the money, and used it, and doesn't have it to give back to her. And she got listed as a creditor on the statement from the trustee. Um, Through that show, we were able to determine that, in fact, because that landlord's actions were contrary to the act,
Mm-hmm.
and that he could be subject to being fined or prosecuted under the provincial statutes by Alberta Securities, or sorry, not Alberta Security. What's our government? Help me, Mac, because you caught me off guard here.
Well, this is a future show topic, so I'm throwing Chris on the spot. But this conversation came out of a phone call just 5 minutes ago, and I was like, Chris, let's just talk about a bit of a sneak peek here. There's more details coming. Something, Chris, that you're working on, but there's actually an important liability piece I think to the landlording business that you're kind of tackling right now by looking at trust accounts as opposed to just a regular bank account where we all store most, and I'm guilty right now, storing where I store the damage deposits from my tenants. So there's some nuances. I know you're talking to banks, a couple of banks right now, and if when those pieces come together, this would be a really interesting topic to help some landlords out on this part of the business, because I would hazard a guess right now, Chris, out of the 3,600 people we now have on our community, I would be surprised if there's 10 of us that have trust accounts set up unless they are a professionally property manager with their license. Let me rephrase that. From a private landlord perspective, I would bet there's less people than we've got fingers doing this out of the 3,000 plus landlords in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. What's interesting is one of the actually the bank that's doing the best right now in digging through this problem is ATB. And I do know a manager at a branch, and got talking to the manager and said, "What?" That manager said, "Hey, I actually have a rental property." And I said, "So what do you do with your money?" He goes, "Well, we just put it in a savings account." I said, "You might want to go read the act." I said, "You're actually contrary to the act." And so now I have a bank manager
Yeah.
who's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's looking into this. So we're generating some really good interest, because what the banks are struggling with, we're not a lawyer, we're not a realtor, we're not a property management company. He said, "Well, why would you need a trust account?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "You need to go back and read the act, and this is the sections you need to read, because this is why they have to have them." So now they're digging as to what kind of services they can provide. Because I said probably 80% of the people, 85% of the people that own properties
90.
are mom and pop operations.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and they need to have access to this, because you prevent your tenants' money from being lost to garnishees or bankruptcies. So anyway, it's going to work out good because I got them on it. They're very interested in the topic, and my goal is to actually, once we get it figured out, is to get a representative from the bank to join our show, and we'll talk about it for a half an hour as to what they discovered and what they can do from there. So it's kind of fun pushing through this and learning, and as to what can be done. And
Yeah, this is cool. Well, we just hit the 5 minute mark on our sneak peek, so let's try to keep it short, Chris. I love it. I'll put this call out to the community folks on Mighty Networks. Also, we'll post this over on Facebook a little bit later, but it's first here on Mighty Networks. If you've got a good contact at a bank, reach out to Chris. It will help him put some content together as we have a show. I'm thinking about food right now. A show focused on trust accounts and what we can do to better protect ourselves and our tenants and run the business better. Chris,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
if you're one of our community members that you have a trust account set up as a sole proprietor, reach out to me so I can understand what you've done and what bank you're dealing with, because that may be another door I need to knock on because someone there understands it. So please do reach out privately to me through Messenger and let me know what you got going on so I can do a little more digging.
All right, folks. Well, that was a bit of a sneak peek to one of our future shop talk shows coming up, trust accounts and what they mean for landlords and tenants. All right, Chris, you're on location somewhere in beautiful Edmonton, about a balmy minus 27 or 28. It's the same thing here in Calgary. We'll catch you again soon.
Okay, Mac. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.